Hello and welcome to the first day of the marble race in my finals. I'm your master of ceremonies, Rusty Undercarriage, and today we determine the first two finalists. Today, 8 racers will compete across 3 rounds, with point totals giving us our winner. 5 points for the first, 3 for second, 2 for third, 1 for fourth, and nothing if you don't finish. Our excellent teams, Team Hojo, Team Ash's Antics, Team Wipe, and the Side Order are all vying for glory in that precious $150 Canadian grand prize. The field shrinks, and we get finalists. So without further ado, here are the voices of monthly Marble Mayhem, Glyphracker, and Odinson.
Hello, and thank you very, very much, Rusty. I am Glyphracker.
I am Odinson, and welcome once again to the semi-finals of the monthly marble race. It's beginning to come down to the finals, and today we will determine our first 2 finalists.
Who is going to move on and make that one step closer to that $150 Canadian. Today we are having tons of racers, starting from Johnny Knight, Karma Jolt, Scully Pop, Arcade Pop, Rocket Blast, A-Cup Plays, Creature, and Mr. Smith. Who is going to turn around and make that one step closer? We'll find out in just mere moments.
I'd also like to take a quick moment to thank the sponsor of this month's race, or at least the co-sponsor, Team Wipe and Ryan222 Grab. Thank you very much. Be sure to check them out if you're looking for some good Call of Duty or Fortnite action. That's what they play over there, and they're pretty good at it. You should check it out.
That's correct. I myself watched them.
I was watching them today, as a matter of fact.
So with all that said, I'm hearing that the racers are lined up and ready to go, so let's get off to the action.
This is, of course, the first heat of 3 races. There is, of course, a point scoring system. You get 5 points for first, 3 points for second, 2 points for third, and 1 point for fourth. You get nothing if you don't finish. Whoever has the most points after 3 races will go to the finals.
As we're starting off with Johnny Knight, Karma Jolt, Scully Pop, and Arcade Pop.
Karma Jolt taking off to an early lead here in the first race.
Looking good for us at the side order. But as we've been told numerous times and shown, beginning of the race means nothing.
There's Johnny Knight taking the lead, but Karma Jolt passes him again.
Karma really wants that first place.
And he is certainly on the hunt for it. First person into the big wheel. And we'll see how he goes through the Alpine Slalom course here.
Weaving his way through. Nicely. Not perfect, but nicely.
Well, we've seen far worse here so far in the marble race.
Look at that. Oh, I was going to say it looked like the course was almost completely open for him, but not now.
Oh, unfortunately, Karma Jolt looks like he got a little bit hung up with Arcade Pop on that spinner.
Arcade Pop makes the pull forward. Heading around the corners. How many poles does he hit?
A few, and Karma Jolt almost makes the pass, but not quite. Arcade not letting him through.
Almost a block on purpose, it seems. Arcade's whipping around the corners.
He's coming through this lovely area with the house. We saw somebody go off into the porch yesterday, the day before yesterday.
Here comes Scully right behind them. It's really anyone's game, but Arcade Pop crosses the finish line, giving him a sweet 5 points.
That's Arcade Pop taking that first 5. Karma Jolt looks like he might not finish. I'm not sure here.
Spending some time fishing, not good. Scully Pop, though, moves forward with a nice 3 points. And Karma Jolt, spending all that time fishing.
Not having a good time splashing around in the water. Looks like that'll be a DNF for him and for Johnny Knight. Unfortunate.
There is a timer, so you only have an X amount of time to finish up once that first player gets to cross that finish line.
Congratulations to Arcade Pop for taking that first win.
Getting a nice 5 points as we're moving on to the next round. Same racers. Ooh, Arcade takes a slip off the lip there.
I don't think we've actually seen anybody do that yet at all on this course, so I'm a little surprised by that.
Moving himself back into another position in 4th.
However, that does not mean a whole lot this early in the race.
Nope, time can be made up pretty quickly. It's all about getting that perfect line. As he's already caught up and moved into 3rd. Scully Pop taking away up with 1st place.
Scully really moving here. Oh, Arcade, though, with a really slick move. Doesn't net him much, though, as Scully Pop maintains his lead.
Oh, now they're following each other. I wouldn't recommend that, boys. As Arcade takes a massive jump and lands a perfect slide in, giving him a crazy lead. He's already at the bottom of the slalom.
Yeah, Arcade Pop has got a pretty significant lead coming to the halfway point.
Oh.
Oh!
Nice save.
I thought for sure he was going out there.
Bouncing through. Has an open path. Is it good? It's good.
Good enough anyway. Karma once again, Karma Jolt hitting that spinner on the wrong side. And Scully Pop getting caught in the icicles. That looks like that'll end his day there.
Oh, Arcade. Bouncing off the rocks and the ice. Moving his way around the corner. Through the... Ooh. Ouch. Through the loop.
Arcade Pop tearing up the track. He absolutely wants that place in the finals. And he is not giving any of the other racers even the slightest chance to get it.
That's correct. As he's already into the pool. Over and across. That's another 5 points for Arcade Pop. Karma Jolt didn't spend time fishing this time. Unfortunately, don't think that's a wise idea, and it cost him.
Well, unfortunately, he last turn did not even finish at all, but this turn he pulls out a 2nd place. So that'll at least get him some points, get him on the board.
That's 3 for him, and I'm pretty sure I seen there Johnny sneaking in for a nice 2 points.
He was indeed. However, I don't know if anyone's going to walk away or be able to even catch Arcade Pop after that. I think mathematically he has already won, and this final race is a complete formality.
That is correct. As we're getting ourselves all ready for the final round, there is the totals right there.
Yeah, even if he doesn't finish, Arcade Pop has already moved into the finals. This final race is a formality, but it does need to be run, so here we go.
Everyone's on the lineup, on the same block. Heading up the elevator.
Heading up the elevator, hoping to come out onto the track and get a good early lead here. Again, Karma Jolt takes that early lead.
Strong at the beginning. Seems to maybe waste all his energy at the very beginning and fizzles out near the end.
Yeah, he's at least coming on strong here. Oh, Arcade gives him a little knock, but that doesn't really help Arcade much. Though he did find a good way through the triangles there.
Nice moves there. Who's going down the tube first? I think I seen Scully drop.
There goes Scully Pop down the tube first and first one into the big wheel.
Everyone's lined up. Karma Jolt jumping out. He's had enough of this. He's going home.
Well, I guess Karma Jolt is done. He's going to go coach his team. That's going to be the end of his race month. I'm sure we'll see him again, though. That won't be the end of him.
That's correct. As Scully Pop is now running up and away with the beginning. I was about to say that. Unfortunately for us, Johnny Knight is right behind, not giving Scully any room.
No, Scully's not getting any room here. However, even though Arcade Pop has already won this round and has booked his ticket to the finals, Scully Pop still wants the glory, still wants the victory, and is going for the win.
Going for that sweet 5 points.
Well, why not get the 5 points?
Oh!
It is absolutely...
He's caught up. He's bouncing. as Johnny Knight takes the steal and gets the 5 points.
Johnny Knight robs it right at the end, takes the 5 points, and here's Arcade Pop getting himself a quick 2. Although it really doesn't matter, it's all academic at this point. Arcade Pop, congratulations, you're the first finalist.
That is correct. Congratulations, Arcade Pop, on moving forward into the next round and one step closer to that sweet $150 Canadian.
That is, of course, the grand prize, and there we see Arcade taking a little bit of a celebration as he goes off. Karma Jolt did not finish. There's the final. We're on to the next round. And who is going to advance as we determine our next finalist?
I'm really excited for that. There yet again is the point total. Arcade walking away with 12 points. Karma Jolt with 3. So congratulations, Arcade Pop.
There you see it right there. Congratulations, Arcade Pop. You're moving off to the final round.
I'd like to take this moment here to thank our monthly sponsor, which is Team Wipe and Ryan222 Graft. Thank you very, very much for helping support this and making this content available to you guys at home. If you have a marble team that you would like to have, let us know.
We are, of course, looking for teams, so if you're at all interested in joining and maybe taking the next month's sponsorship, well, do get in touch with us. We are looking for, of course, teams to enter the marble races. Get your own marbles, give them out on your channel, and then join in the monthly marble race. It's a good time for everybody.
With that, though, being said, let's move on to this next round with Mr. Smith, Creature, A-Cut Plays, and Rocket Blast.
You know, I know it didn't actually end up this way on purpose, but the marbles have an oddly matching color scheme going on.
That is, very true.
Not really matching, but together they make kind of a pleasant color palette.
They fuse well together.
They do. That is weird to see. It wasn't planned that way, it just ended up that way.
As Creature is moving himself into first place.
Not sure what kind of creature they are, but they are definitely moving off into first. The Rocket Blast is saying, no, I'm blasting off into first.
Just taking that lead. Can he hold on to it?
Well, took that funnel into the star area about as smoothly as you'd like.
Followed quickly behind by Creature. Creature must have recovered from that incident in the triangles as Rocket Blast slides down the slope.
Well, there is not a lot of distance right now between all of our racers. It's still anybody's race out here. We're coming up to the parts which seem to really determine who's going to win this race.
Rocket Blast cuts around and makes the smooth cut through. Creature gets caught up. All three of them get caught up as Rocket Blast is now rocketing away with the lead.
He certainly is moving, and it looks like he might walk away with this one. Of course, there's still a lot of track left, so it's too early to call, but he does have a pretty significant lead that will be hard to match.
As moving up by the trees and towards the nice little house.
And here he comes by the house, around the cliffs. And there's a look at some of our other racers, Mr. Smith and A-Cup Plays, Creature way back there. Had an early lead, and there's Rocket Blast crossing the finish line.
Wow, didn't even have time to see that, just flying. Keeps that continued motion, he'll be getting major points as Mr. Smith and A-Cup Plays cross the finish line, getting 3 points and 2 points.
Well, still, nobody's beat our fastest lap, and that fastest lap is 135.5, held by Raul Duke.
Will any racer be able to contend against that, or is Raul the highest rating right now for this month?
Everybody's scoring some points there, and you like to see it.
There we are with Rocket Blast, taking the Sweet 5, and we're moving on to the next round. This is the real deciding round.
Well, I don't know if this round is necessarily decided, but it is, of course, the next round of 3. And if somebody can come in scoring first in 2 of the early races, more or less they always clinch it. Not necessarily always, things can happen, but
For the most
it
part.
does give you a lead that's significant enough that it's usually impossible to bridge that gap.
As Rocket Blast continues. Oh! I don't know, I think his rocket fizzled there.
Took a little stutter step, seemed to get hung up almost on something, and Creature took advantage and made the pass.
However, yet again, Creature's allowing these other marbles to bounce off of them and make that smooth transition into the triangles.
Well, he seemed to get kind of shoved into the triangles and then unable to move, and Rocket Blast, again, coming through the swirler and the star area about as smoothly as you'd like.
Mr. Smith trailing in behind. A-Cup plays even further in behind. The Rocket is now flying through the slalom.
Rocket Blast passes the halfway point. Comes through the pyramids pretty smoothly.
Ooh, gets stopped by the pillar.
So it seems only momentarily. Oh no,
Passed
there it
by
is.
Creature. Creature was waiting for that perfect moment, and there it is.
Creature was lurking, waiting for someone to make a mistake. That mistake happened, and they took advantage.
As now Creature and Mr. Smith are in first and second. Who is going to walk home with that first place and get 5 points?
Well, so far it's...
Oh!
Creature with the nice shortcut move.
Nice jump and handles it quite smooth, might I add. Didn't have very much of a hang time going back up the track. Unfortunately, he got too much hang time on that ramp.
Oh, Creature got a little overzealous there, got a little too speedy, tried to shoot up that gravity well too fast, and got ejected.
As Mr. Smith takes that sweet 5 points.
We're going to see who comes in next. There's A-Cup plays. They're coming in for that next nice 3 points. Rocket Blast still back there somewhere, quite a ways, but it looks as though they will finish, barring some bizarre accident. Or maybe they will not. I think we're going to stay with them and find out.
Hopefully they make it. Gravity Well hasn't been playing too nice with people, as it looks like he's going fishing as well.
They get caught up in the water as well, and that's 2 people not finishing on this one. This track is super dangerous, and I designed it to be that way.
As there we look at Mr. Smith taking that extra little victory lap. There's the points. Putting Mr. Smith with that sweet 5, and A-Cup plays getting 3.
Well, that actually still puts the race in almost anyone's reach.
That is correct. As here we are, on the final run.
Yeah, this race will probably determine it. It all is dependent. If Mr. Smith can score a 3rd or a 1st, he will take it. But any lower than that, and it's anyone's game.
Rocket Blast is yet again using that rocket and getting ahead in first place. Maintaining it and moving forward at quite a nice speed.
Oh, they get really caught up coming into the spinner. They hit that bad and stop dead.
A-Cup plays. Was maintaining the lead, but gives it back to Rocket.
Well, unfortunately, and I'm sure you've noticed this, sometimes they hit that corner, the triangle there, and just get pushed into it by all the other marbles.
Rocket stole the first place spot there. This creature is stuck spinning around the tunnel, and Rocket is yet again flying through that section. Unfortunately, too hard.
Whoa, they got a little overexcited there, flew off the rocks and out of the track.
Mr. Smith gets that smooth transition past that pillar.
Once again, in a way that I have never seen before until right now.
Misses the blades altogether.
I'm pretty sure my co-host will agree with this one. No matter how much you test these tracks or what you think you've got solved, marbles will find new and exciting ways to come off the track that you never thought were possible.
That is 100% true. It seems to happen even more so when the camera's running, as Mr. Smith jumps over the edge barely.
That is so true, and congratulations, Mr. Smith, on that win.
A-Cup plays, gets a nice 3 points.
That actually puts Mr. Smith, I do believe, through to the final, and as our second finalist, congratulations to him.
As we're going to watch and see if Creature can get any points.
Creature finally getting some headway along the track. Hopefully they can actually finish here and at least exit today with their head held high. They made a great move earlier, but it really didn't help them.
Good play, good plays by Team Ash's Antics. There they are, they cross through.
The Creature at least gets that 2 points, and that's pretty sweet. But there's Mr. Smith already almost to the slalom. Wow.
There's the points that were won, and
again, there it is. Mr. Smith is our second finalist. Congratulations to him.
congratulations, Mr. Smith, on moving forward into the finals. With all that being said, though, don't forget to tune in tomorrow as we continue on with more semifinal action. Until then, I've been Glyphracker.
I have been Odinson. Thank you very, very much for joining us. Thank you to our Master of Ceremonies, Ruster Undercarriage, and our co-sponsor, Team White. Please don't forget to check out our Discord. Link to that is in the description below. We'd love to have you over there. Also in the description below is a link to our merch shop. Check it out if you're looking to get yourself anything interesting or maybe up your style game.
That is correct. We do have some quite special Marble Race only merch.
That is correct. That is correct.
So with all that being said, though, guys, you all know the deal, which is take it easy.
Have a good one, all.